What's up YouTube, and today we got a new tier list video. What we're gonna have is a weapons tier list. We did the map tier list, we did operator tier list. That's gonna be updated soon because the two new operators which I haven't done tier list for, or I think only Tubera I haven't done a tier list for. Well, let's see. I'll check it again and you're gonna see a new tier list video maybe next week sometime. But yeah, today it's gonna be all weapon tier list. I haven't done this one before, and just so you know, it's very subjective. That it's just what my opinion and what I think. If you guys have different opinions, that's totally fine. Let me know in the comments why you disagree or why you agree with me, and hey, I'll reply to your comments and we'll see who's who's right or wrong. Let the comments decide. All right, let's get straight into it with the first one. What do we have here? We have Glass. So okay, so Glass's main gun, well, he's a sniper. I don't really use sniper that much. I'm not a huge fan of Kali or Glass because I'm just not a sniper type of person. I'm gonna give him a C tier. One of the main reasons is because the gun, the rate of fire is not the best. The damage is also not that good. It's a very mediocre gun. It's only possible in long distance, like short distance. Like if you're close to the person, you can still kind of shoot them with it, but it's not recommended. It's just not a very good gun, if I must to say. At least for Kali, her sniper is almost like a one-shot gun. So if you shoot anybody with it and it hits it, they're most probably gonna fall unless they're like 3 health or something. So that's why it's a C tier. I do not believe it's anything above that. Glass is a really nerfed and like a really shitty operator now. But yeah, for me, it's a C tier. Let's see what's next. Ooh, this gun, the carbine. Oh, see, the thing is, it used to be so OP. Jaeger was so OP back in before Parabellum, like just Parabellum and all that seasons back then. But I think I'm gonna have to put it B tier. The one reason I'm putting it B tier because it still is really good gun. Don't get me wrong. I remember the ACOG days because I did play it for a bit before, it was all gone. But Jaeger ACOG was, it was broken. It was broken. It's like Warden right now. Oh, well, Warden before he got nerfed. Well, he's still pretty good. Anyways, he's a B tier. His gun is still good. He has a really good magazine. Fire rate is amazing. The way the speed of changing the magazine is nice. The recoil control is really good on that gun. It's just an all around really nice gun. So it's a good B tier right there. Moving on to the next one. This is the Twitches. Well, see a lot of people play with Twitch. Twitch is DMR. So I would say I'm not a huge fan of DMRs. I know, I'm gonna get flamed in the comments, but I'm gonna put it as D tier. I think I'll just put it as C tier. Now the reason is because I know a lot of people love DMRs. There's literally I think there's like a cult following for some DMRs. I know DMRs are good. I know if you hit your shots, you're literally like sniping them in a way. That's how much damage it does. But just because of the fire rate, because DMRs are one shot, you gotta do that. I believe it's not the most useful gun. Yeah, you're just gonna be like, yeah, well, and you're just aim is just ass. Just get good at the game. Well, okay, fine. It might be that. So again, that's what I'm telling you. This is a subjective video. I just believe that I've used Twitch's DMR. I have used even Aruni's DMR. I just never liked it. It is this gun or just DMRs in general, but just know the way I play the game. It's just not just meant for me. But that's why I'm gonna put it as C tier. I would probably put it as D tier, but you know what? I might actually put it back down to T tier. I'm sorry about it, but that's just how I feel about the gun. Moving on to the IQ's Commando. Oh, this gun is beautiful. I'm gonna put it as B tier. Again, it's a really hard hitting gun. Its fire rate is a bit lower than other guns, but even though it's a bit lower fire rate, this way it hits. If you hit one bullet with it, it's gonna do so much damage. Damage is higher. Fire rate is a little lower, but it's good. The magazine size is nice. It's like an all-round gun, and I think you can even get a 1.5 scope on it and stuff. So it's just a really good gun. Usually if I'm playing IQ, I run the SMG on it, but this gun, otherwise, it's a really good gun. I think Grim has this gun, if I'm not wrong. I just don't remember that well, but I think Grim has it, and I play him all. When I play Grim, I play this gun on it. This gun is amazing. You play so well with this gun. So I'm gonna put it as B tier. Here comes the notorious Ella's gun. This gun, like pre-nerf, was the best defensive gun in the game. They nerfed the shit out of this gun. They literally made the recoil one of the worst recoils in the game. It's like the hardest recoil to control. By some pros too. They even find this gun super hard to control. Just overall trash gun. Pre-nerf, this gun was insane. This was literally such a strong gun. Fire rate was so good. It has an amazing magazine. The recoil back then was decent. So it was able to control it. It was amazing. I used to run L all the time sometimes. It was an amazing gun, but it just fell off. Like, they nerfed the shit out of it. I think it had like 3 nerfs. Like, once they nerfed it, they nerfed it again, then nerfed it again. They nerfed it 3 times, I think. This is like, I'm just gonna say it's like one of the worst guns I have played with after nerf. Super hard to control. It's just not meant to play with anymore. I think they just completely pushed Ella out. I don't see Ella in ranked. It's really rare if you see Ella in ranked. Like, you should be surprised if you see ever Ella in ranked. And sometimes they're just running shotgun of Ella in that sense, because we're gonna get to it. It's a pretty good shotgun. But anyways, yeah, horrible gun. Don't recommend playing it. F tier. Next we have the classic LMG. Now this LMG is on I think Fuse has it, Finca has this LMG, and a lot of different operators. I cannot remember, but there's a lot of operators who have this LMG. LMG meta, I still remember that those days. This was like 2 or 3 years ago now. LMG meta was so OP. Everybody used to run LMG. It was such a OP thing, but they did remove that too. But I'm gonna put it as a D tier because of how LMGs are now. You can still go around like just shooting everything, and you might get a headshot or something. The thing is with that nowadays is that LMG meta is not a thing. If you're just gonna go blind shooting everything in the room or whatever, and someone who's played this game decently enough knows that you're doing that, they're just gonna kill you, because they're gonna know exactly where you're shooting from. They know what you're doing. They're just gonna kill you. LMG meta is not a thing anymore, but you can play it right and get a kill. But LMGs are heavy. You're gonna get slow. Reloads are so slow. So let's say you actually end some. It's really rare to get LMG mag ended, because it has like 90 bullets in it. So, but if you ended up getting close to almost finishing the mag and you're still in a combat with someone else, you're gonna take 10 years to fill the mag up. This gun overall is not that good. LMGs I'm not a huge fan of, but yeah, it's still a good decent gun. So I'll give it a D tier. It's not something I'll play, but it's possible to play with. Twitches, sorry, not Twitch. Oh, I got it completely wrong. This is Frost's gun. Frost main. I do not remember the name of the gun, but it's a Frost main gun. I'm gonna put it as a B tier. I would have put it as A tier, but once it got a 1.5. This gun is so good. Its magazine size is pretty decent. There's no recoil, almost no recoil at all. Fire rate is decent. The magazine, the switch is super quick, so it's like a really good all-rounder gun. I think it's one of the best guns, and it has a 1.5 scope too, which just makes it like just so much better all of a sudden. Therefore, it's literally a B tier. It's like if you're gonna play Frost or whatever, you should definitely play this gun. And even if you play defensive, if you want to play, Frost is really good as defense. They didn't nerf the shit out of her, because now you can get out of her traps if as an attacker. So which I'm not really a huge fan of, but it's fine. So if you want to play Frost, this gun is such an amazing gun. Definitely, I recommend playing Frost sometimes. Next up, we have Kapkan. Now, Kapkan's classic gun. Even who runs it? Lot Tachanka also runs it. But Kapkan's classic gun, barely any recoil. I actually don't even think this gun has any recoil. If you're a beginner to the game, this is definitely a good gun to play with. So just because of that, I'm gonna put it as B tier, because it has barely any recoil. The fire rate is a bit low, but it's manageable. The magazine size is decent. That's the main thing that sells it, is the recoil, because I know a lot of the players are coming in new to the game because of, you know, streamers like Jinxie and whatnot. They want to know which the best gun to take. Capcan is one of the best operators to start off with, because you place on booby traps. You also have this gun, which is like it's a really good gun, like recoil wise and everything. I haven't played him in a while, but he might not have one. I don't think he has a 1.5, so that's fine. You don't need a 1.5 to win a game. Just no recoil. That's like plays a huge major role. Almost barely any recoil. You'll be able to easily control it. So therefore, it's a B tier, because recoil does matter a lot in this game. And the guns with lower recoil and good fire rate and good magazine definitely take the cake. Moving on to a I don't even know what this type of guns are called. Shotguns, because it's like, I think it's like a DMR but a shotgun type. I'm gonna put it as C tier. The reason being is I still like playing with this. It's actually pretty fun. It's like a shotgun but DMR, because it does a lot more damage, and it has I think it has a 2.0 and a 1.5, and it has all the scope. It's a one shot too. It's like a DMR, I think, but it's a shotgun type shell. I have no clue, but who runs these? I think Alibi runs this. Even who else runs this one? I do not remember on top of my head, but I do remember Alibi runs it. Azami also, I think, runs this one. It's a pretty good gun if you're looking out for like a DMR type of gun, but not exactly like a DMR, but something like that. It's kind of similar to DMR, but it's a really good gun. I'll put it as C. I've used it before. I felt more comfortable using this than other DMRs, so definitely a C. Moving on to the AK-47. I know that's not what it's called. I don't think that's what it's called. I don't remember it. But it's the type of gun which Fuse uses and everything. They have it. I'm gonna put it as a good C tier. It's better than these guns right here, but it's not any better than the B tiers. It's pretty mid. The gun's pretty mid, but if you play it right, it says 1.5 scope. If you play it right, you can actually make the most of the gun. The recoil is there a little bit, but if you can control it, it's a pretty decent gun to play with. That's why it's a C tier. It's a mid gun. But yeah, I think there's not much I can say about it, because I barely played it. I played it sometimes, but whenever I played it nice. Sometimes I played it bad. So it's a very mixed feelings for me in this sense. Here comes the Nomad's gun. I actually like this gun. I'm going to put it as B. The only thing which is stopping it from going to A is the magazine size. If I'm not wrong... Wait, no, the magazine is good in here. I'm sorry. The magazine size is good. The thing that's actually was stopping me from putting it up is I think it's the recoil pattern of it. I'm not a huge fan of the recoil way of it's going, because I don't think it has any vertical grip. I might be completely lying right now. I have no clue. But anyways, it's not a huge favorite gun, but the AR, the other gun that the Nomad runs, which should be coming up soon, I think sometime in the game, in the tier list, I mean, is better. I use that much more than this gun I use, and I love that gun. I'll probably put it as A tier. But this gun is still pretty good. Otherwise, it has a 1.5 scope. It's a really nice gun, so I'll still give it a B tier. Moving on, the other LMG which Maestro runs, I think it's exclusively only to Maestro. I'm not exactly sure, but this LMG, it's a bit different. It's better than the other LMGs that we're gonna see in this one, and the one that we had. So this one is just, it feels better. It just looks better. It has a 1.5. It shoots faster. The fire rate is better. Everything is just on top of the world. Next one, which is the I think it's mostly ran by Maverick. I do not remember the name of the gun, but I think so. It's also one of the more one-shot kind of guns. Slower fire rate, but it does a lot of damage. I'm gonna put it as C tier. Again, not a gun that I usually play on Maverick. Not the gun that I think it's the only gun I play on Maverick, but not a gun I'm a huge fan of. I don't play Maverick as much. I'm not a huge fan of him as an operator, but as a C tier, I think this gun is decent. Not the best guns to play. I recommend taking the B tiers ones for now. Moving on to the gun which is more geared towards that I've played with is Thatcher. I would say it's an A tier. It kind of hits every single spot perfectly. Recoil pattern low, magazine size great, 1.5 scope, fire rate is good. It's like a perfect gun. It's such a good gun, and it's not even out of the meta. This gun is still being used, still being played well. Like the Capcan's gun is still a little bit outdated. It's not a lot of people play it because it's not in the meta anymore that much. But Thatcher's gun, it's still really up there. That's why I'm gonna put it as A tier, because of how good that gun is. Moving on to the next one. This is the gun that I was talking about when it comes to playing like Nomad or something. This is the gun that I play the most. I love this gun. I'm just so good with this gun. I know the magazine size is a little bit smaller than the other gun. I think it has 21 bullets, 22 bullets. The other one I think has 30 to 40 I think. So it's almost double the other one. But this gun just feels so much better. It feels so much better in hand when you're using it. The recoil pattern is better. The 1.5 scope, it just feels so much better as a player to be able to play this gun with. So I do recommend playing it. If you want more magazine or you want more bullets, the other gun is still really good for it. So do always look out for that one. But that one is still really good. Next one is the AUG. AUG. This used to be so much in the meta. I'm gonna put it as C. The reason being, it's just not the same anymore. It does not feel the same. They also nerfed this gun. It's still decent. I do not recommend playing it that much though. It's still pretty good. I think I'm gonna also, the reason I think it should have been D. The reason it's going as C is probably nostalgia that I used to play with IQ so much. I used to play this gun a lot, so I think that's why it's going up as a C. But otherwise, it's a really decent gun. You can play it if you feel like it to try new guns out. But I do not recommend it that much. I think the recoil pattern, the recoil is just not that good on it too. So C is probably the best I can do with it. Here comes with the Kaid gun. I'm gonna put it as a C too. It's decent gun. It's I would say it's pretty nice. I like the other gun of Kaid, which is one shot too. It's like a DMR, but it's just a better gun in overall general. The other one, this one's also nice. It's kind of like AUG 2 in a way. I think it's kind of just the AUG, but just for defenders in a way. But it feels really nice in hand. You can play really well with it. I think I might move it to B. It's just much better. It has a lot nice bullets. The recoil pattern is low too. It's a really good gun. Do check it out if you ever do it. Bearing 915, I think it is called, 95 something, but it's bearing. I'm gonna put it as D. Now, yes, you're gonna be like, oh, Envy, you're just bad at controlling guns. It's such a good gun if you can hit your shots well. I agree. That's why this tier list is kind of biased, because I'm the one who's making it. All right, so there you go, D. I use it quite a bit when I'm with the Hibana and everything. I play it. I only use it when I need to, because it's secondary at the end of the day, and it has a lot of recoil in it, but I'm able to control it. If you want, I can put clips up right now of me playing with it and able to control the recoil. But anyways, this I can play it, but I just don't feel that comfortable playing with it that much because of how quick the bullets go. So if you kind of miss a little bit, you're in trouble. But otherwise, it's a decent gun. You could try it out. It's a secondary gun. That's why it's going to be a little bit lower. Here we come to a shotgun finally. Shotguns have a special place in my heart. I like shotguns if you're playing like SMG11 or something. I love SMG11 personally. This is a particular shotgun that I love. It's the mute shotgun that I always play with. Therefore, it's going to go in A tier. It's an amazing shotgun. I play with it all the time. When I'm playing mute, I play this and I run SMG11 with nitro. Bro, it's the bomb. Therefore, A tier. And what I do is I place the mute down, hold, and place the mute down in the doorway. You know, if they're trying to run with to drone it out, they're not going to be able to drone me out. And I'm standing right next in the corner of the doorway. They won't even ever know. And I hear them coming and I just swing and shoot them. I'm just telling you. Mute shotgun, one of the best things to do. I might upload some videos of saying how to play defenders, how to play these defenders, how to play attackers. But hey, so far, this is an amazing shotgun. Do recommend it. C75. Another secondary gun. It's E. I just don't like this one. It does not even have any scope on it. It has nothing. It has the recoil pattern is a bit better, I think. But it's an E. I'm not a huge fan of it personally. Moving on to this gun right here. I'm going to put it as D. Magazine size is good. The hitbox is nice. Everything is good about this gun. Recoil is nice, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't play it that much. But I do recommend it trying out if you ever want to, but probably not gonna use it. And here comes Buck. This is a B tier. I would have put it as A, but I know that a lot of the people watching this might be new to the game. So just to bear in mind, this gun has a lot of recoil. And when I say that, I mean it's a lot of recoil. Alright, so it's gonna be a bit hard to control. I mean, you learn it eventually, so you'll learn how to control it when you play it more. 1.5 score running on this, and it's an amazing gun. I love this. I play Buck almost every single time because of it. It's such a good gun because I can instantly make rotate. I can instantly make holes and just shoot people through. When I open the hole, they get scared. It's an amazing gun. Playing buck sometimes is super fun with this gun. So I do recommend it as B, but do remember recoil is pretty high. Otherwise, everything is good about this gun. The other buck gun, C, I just have not felt that comfortable playing with it. I've played it, it's like a DMR. I'm just not a big fan of it. So I'm gonna put it as C tier. Here come Mozzie. Mozzie's gun, it's a B tier. I used to play this all the time, Commando. It has a cool animation for reloading. It's like one of the coolest animations in the game. Like it just throws the magazine out, he catches it and puts a new one. It's a pretty cool animation. But it's a pretty good gun. It has a nice magazine to it. But the other Mozzie gun is really nice if you can hit your shots well, I would say. But otherwise, this gun is still up there. It's still one of the best guns in the game. I'd still love to play it sometimes. So if you like good magazine size, this is a gun to choose when it comes to playing Mozzie. F2. I have a love and hate relationship with it. It's going E just because of the recoil. I hate the recoil. They nerfed the shit out of Twitch, bro. This gun used to be a OP gun. Everybody used to fight for Twitch because of how good this gun used to be. F2 with a 2.0 scope back then. Oh, it used to be beautiful. But hey, times change. And this gun changed too. They nerfed the shit out of it. It's horrible recoil now. Moving on to the next gun. Bad bitch uses, I forgot her name. I've completely forgot the name of the operator. Wow. The fat one, which throws out fucking boogie mines or something on the floor, where it tells you where you are if you step on it. Whatever. I forgot the name. I don't know why. It's gonna go as B tier. It's a really good gun. I like it. It has a 1.05 scope. The recoil pattern is good. I like this gun. It's super nice, but I forgot the fat bitch's name, bro. I completely forgot. I don't play her that much, so I've completely butchered the name. Next is Smoke's gun. It's gonna go in B tier for me. It's a decent gun. It has a nice recoil. It's not that bad. You can control it, but it could have been better if they had I think a vertical on it. I don't think it has a vertical. It would have been better if they had that. But otherwise, this gun's good. The fire rate is really, really nice too. Now, the one I was talking about, the Ella's, what do you call that? Shotgun. Yeah. That's the shotgun I was talking about. How it's probably pretty decent. I'm gonna put it as C because the reason it's not gonna go above C is it still has a lot of recoil or like a lot of kickback. Personally, I won't say recoil. It's more of a kickback because you shoot it once, pam. The gun goes like it stares up in the sky and comes back down, and then you shoot it again. So it's a lot of kickback, which makes it really hard to focus on the person in front of you. But otherwise, the fire rate is so good. It goes like bam, 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 bam. It's like amazing. But otherwise, if you know how to control it, you'll be loving this gun. I still have not found the S tier gun yet. Like I don't know. Okay, well I gotta scroll down a bit now because it's kind of filled up. Now we have, I think, this might just be our first S tier gun. Oh wait, I ran out of space in the mouse pad. Okay. What am I doing? Okay, well, this is our first ever S tier gun. This gun is one of the most perfect guns in the game. Amazing magazine size, almost no recoil, 1.5 scope, fire rate is amazing. It's just a perfect gun, and you get this gun on Ash and on Yana, and this gun is just amazing. G36C. I remember it on top of my head. It's such a good gun. Always run it if you're gonna run someone like Ash, Yana, or something, and they're one of the best operators too. So that's why this gun just stands up there. Like Iana, if you play her, she's one of the best operators in the game. When she had grenades, she literally used to be so OP. With this gun too, it's an amazing gun. Do play it. It's such a good gun. Moving on to the SMG that I usually play with. IQ, amazing gun. 1.5 scope, shoots so fast, such a good drum size. It's amazing. Barely any recoil, but LMG actually. Why am I saying SMG? It's an LMG. So it's an amazing gun. It's do play it when you can. Next we have another shotgun which used to be super OP. A lot of people used to run it, but I'm gonna put it as C tier. I'm not a huge fan of the shotgun. I've used it. It just does not feel right in my hand. I prefer the other shotgun on top of this one because it just does, the fire rate is not good. The feeling, it just does not feel right when you're using it. Therefore, I just cannot put it anything over anything else. And then the next one is the gun, which is ran mostly by our boy Vigil. I haven't played him in so long. I almost forgot his name. But I'm gonna put this gun. It's a K1A gun, if I'm not wrong. The name of the game, name of the gun. I don't know why I said game. Amazing gun. It's actually a really good gun. Fire rate is nice. It feels good. It fast, shoots really fast. Recoil is barely there, so I would say it's pretty good. Moving on to the next one, which is Sledge's gun. I say Sledge's because I play with Sledge all this gun. It's such a good gun. It's like literally one of the best guns. 1.5. It has everything perfect. It just, I don't think it's an S tier. I think it's an S tier. I think I'll put it as S tier. It's such a good gun. It feels so good in your hand. This is the other LMG, which is the Ella's LMG. Almost. I think Ella uses it, and there's Sophia also uses this LMG. It's a C tier. They nerfed the LMG meta. It does not exist anymore. Therefore, it's a C tier. LMG, tried not using LMGs as much as, you know, any other gun that you can use in the game. It's just not that good anymore. If you want to use it for fun, go ahead, use it for fun as much as you like, but other than that, it's not the best gun anymore. Moving on to the shotgun, it's the pulse shotgun. I will give it a B tier because of Jinxie. You know, just everybody knows Jinxie is, but B tier because it's a nice shotgun still. You can do really well with it. The other good shotgun is just much better than this one, but it's still up there as one of the good shotguns. This is Caveria's gun. I would say it's a C tier. Oh, I might put it as B. I think I'll put it as B. The reason I'm putting it as B is because, like, I'm sorry, like, there's literally no recoil. Like, if you try to not even control it, I think you're still not gonna get any recoil on it because it's such an easy gun to control. Almost no recoil on this gun. It shoots really fast too. It's such an amazing gun. Pretty good magazine size, so it's a B tier. And yeah, and next turn is another LMG. As I said, LMG is not a meta anymore, and I think I don't even like this LMG that much. But hey, it's gonna go D tier. Sorry about that. Next is, oh, actually, this is the gun which I run on Maverick. If I were to correct myself now, because that's the gun which is much better than the other one that we were looking at before for Maverick. So yeah, this is so much better of a gun. It feels really nice in hand. I think it has a 1.5 scope with a nice fire rate 2 in it, so it's a really good gun. Do consider it. This shotgun is also really good. I think this is a shotgun which the Mute runs. I got confused with the other one, but at either one, the Mute shotgun is the best gun. That's all I'm gonna say. Still, I'll put it as B tier. It's such a good shotgun still. Shotguns which look like these are one that you want to go for because they're nice looking. They're the good ones. Here comes Sophia's gun. Magazine size is good. Everything is good about this gun. It's the only thing that they've nerfed the gun a lot because of Sophia. Sophia was so OP. She was my main at one point. So Sophia is so OP. So they nerfed her. Her guns all gone. Recoil is so bad on this now. It's just it's in shambolic right now. This gun used to be was really known for, like, people used to run all recruit as just for jokes. This is the gun they used to run. They used to attack with all recruit and just come in and blast with this gun. Since then, I think they've nerfed the gun a bit, and it's just not been that good. Therefore, it's gonna go in D tier, sadly. Moving on to another DMR. You know how I feel about DMRs. Not a fan of it. Therefore, it's gonna sit down there comfortably. This is the Blackbeard gun. I'll give it a D again. The reason being, this is not a good gun. The fire rate is super slow. It's heavy, so it takes forever to run with. It also is, magazine size is decent, but it's not the best. It hits hard though, therefore it's not sitting in E or F. That's the only thing that's keeping it alive. It's a D tier. This gun, this is the Mute's other gun. I love this gun. This is such a good gun. I'm gonna put it as an A tier because this you can literally do anything with this gun. This gun is like all-rounder almost. It's almost an S tier. The only thing that pulls it back a little bit is the magazine size. I think it's a little bit low, but and the recoil is a bit there. But other than that, it's such a beautiful gun. It's so easy to control. The fire rate is like so good. Damage is a bit lower sometimes on the end, but that's the only thing that's pulling it back. But otherwise, it's an amazing gun. Do recommend it. Now, this gun is literally an S tier. Perfect gun for beginners. Perfect gun for even professionals like Dog runs it. Who else runs it? Dogs runs it. Rook runs it. You can put a 1.5 scope on it, and I think Dog has a 1.5 on it. It's an amazing gun. Like, I don't know. I don't think any gun can get better than this. 1.5. It's a good magazine, and the way you run it is just amazing. Everything about this gun is so good. It definitely up there with all the other S tier guns. It's just so good. I'd recommend everybody to play this gun at least once if you're new to the game. Definitely, I think you'll love this gun. This is, I'll put this. This is actually an A tier gun. It's such a good gun. Fire rate is there. It has an inbuilt suppressor too. I don't think you can remove the suppressor. It's so good. This is the gun Echo runs. I played this gun literally every single time I play Echo, and I play Echo so much. I one time was maining Echo with this gun. It has a 1.52 magazine is so good on this. It's such a good gun. Almost barely any recoil. I think it might just be an S tier, but I think I'm gonna still hold it back to an A tier. It's such a good gun. Play Echo. Echo is such a good operator too. He gives you intel and with a good gun. So I'd recommend playing him and as a good gun. This gun, who runs it? Bandit runs it. Fenrir runs it. It's such a beautiful gun. It's a little bit kickback, but if you can just control it a bit, it's such a good gun. You can literally shred through anything. Fire rate is so good. It's just overall a decent gun, and I love playing with it. Moving on to this gun. This is like a notorious gun now because every Warden main runs it. People hate Warden mains. So this gun on Warden it's OP. It's so good with Warden, I'm not gonna lie. Like if I'm in a if you're losing and I'm on defense, I'm probably gonna run Warden with this gun and we're dropping at least 2 kills. That's just how good this gun is with Warden itself. So I do recommend playing it with Warden. Don't main Warden because it's kind of frowned upon. It's because it's one of those operators which is kind of broken from time to time because of the gun and the 1.5 scope it has. But I do recommend using it still if it gets dire, the situation gets dire. So it's still up there as an A tier. Moving on to Alibi's gun. I actually like this gun a little bit. I'm gonna put it as B because this gun is still a bit lower on the end. The recoil is still there a bit. The fire rate is good though. That's one of the reasons. That's what's pulling it down. The recoil. That's why it's on a B tier. Oh, this is the Mozzie gun that I'm talking about. This is the gun that you want to have when you're playing Mozzie. You can put the other one too, the Commando, but P10 Rooney. I love this gun. It's such a nice gun. It's an amazing gun because it has a 1.5 scope. This gun has probably the lowest amount of magazine bullets in it because I think it has like about 15 bullets, which is like almost nothing. Therefore, it's probably one of the lowest in the whole game, but it's a really, really good gun and you can probably play it really well. And I think there's not much recoil in it, but it's a really good gun. Moving on to this SMG. I'm forgetting P90. Haha, see, I did not forget it. It's an A tier for me. It's such a good gun. If you're gonna run it with Solus. Solus with this is OP. Do remember though, the only thing that's pulling it back is the fact that it does barely any damage. The fire rate is insane. The recoil is almost not there. So that's one of the reasons that they didn't make the damage too high, because if they did, this gun would be broken. The damage is not that much, so you aim for the head mostly with this gun. If you can, your aim is pretty good, then run this gun. If you don't, well, you can use to practice it, but don't expect it to do too much damage when you're shooting the body or your leg. So that's why it's an A tier. Moving on to Capitão's gun. Capitão gun is BTR. The reason being, it's good gun. I just don't play Capitão that much. The fire rate is a bit lower on this N2, therefore it's a bit low in my sense. And PDW9. It is an it's an SMG, I would say. I think it has a really good drum size. I'm gonna put it as an A because I think this is ran by who's it ran by? It's Jackal. Jackal uses it, and there's another operator which I'm completely forgetting the name of. Osa and Jackal, I think, are the only couple of operators who have this gun. It's really nice. The recoil is not there. I think it has 1.52. Magazine size is amazing because you can see the drum barrel right there. It's amazing. I love this gun. That's why it's an A tier. It's such a good gun. Fire rate is there. Magazine is there. The recoil is barely non-existent, and then the 1.5 on it too. It just makes it almost a good all-rounder gun. Moving on to the next gun is R4C. R4C was one of the best guns in the game. I'm gonna put it as B tier now because they kind of nerfed it with the recoil. They didn't give it too much as like other guns that they've nerfed. That's why it's still playable with 1.5 and a recoil. Everybody used to run it with Ash. Ash used to be so OP back in the days before they nerfed the shit out of her. But yeah, B tier. It's still a really good gun. It's still possible to play with it, but I don't know, personally recommend it that much. This next gun is an shotgun. This is the shotgun which Capcan mostly has it, and you know, all those other boys. I'm gonna put it as a C tier. It's still a good decent shotgun, just the shotgun that you don't want to run most of the times. I stand corrected about the other gun. This is the other gun that I'm talking about. I got it completely confused with a completely different gun. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember by just looking at the gun which gun this is. Give me a second, let me do some research and come back at it because I do not remember on top of my head. Well, I'm back and it's Thermite's 556XI. I got it completely confused with Ella's gun. I have no clue how. They look completely different. I don't know how I did that, but I'm back. And I know this is the gun that I'm looking for. Well, now I'll tell you about the Thermite's gun instead. Thermite's gun sit up here in B. It's a really good gun. It has a nice scope on it. The fire rate is a bit lower. That's why I'm not a huge fan of it. Damage is really nice, so I'll put it as a B tier. I got it completely confused. I'm sorry about that. This is the F here. I have no clue how I did that. I should not be doing that, knowing that I'm pretty old. I've played this game for a while, so I should not be doing that. It's the other shotgun. I'm not a huge fan of this shotgun at all. I actually hate this shotgun, if I'm being honest. Moving on to the shot. Nah, okay. Okay, I'm actually I don't know how I messed that up so bad. Okay, moving on to the next shotgun, which is run by I forget. Oh my gosh, I just can't stop thinking about it, so I'm getting completely butchered right here. But this shotgun is actually ran by Legion and Ying and just that group over there. So this is actually a pretty decent shotgun. I'm gonna put it as B tier because if you play it well, you can play it good. But I don't run this shotgun. I like Legion's other gun and Ella's the gun that's gonna come, which is the next gun actually. This gun is an S tier, which is not the next gun. I got it again confused. The gun is right here, the one I was talking about, the Ella's. Sorry, not the Ella's, Ying's. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. I don't know what I'm doing. But the next gun is another shotgun, if I'm not wrong. I hope I'm not wrong, and it's gonna go in D tier because I'm not even trying to shotguns like that. SMG11 goated. SMG11 is so goated. It's gonna go S tier. It's such a nice secondary gun. It's probably one of the best secondary guns in the game. There is recoil, but if you know how to control it, you'll be good. Fire rate is amazing. I love this one. It's better than SMG12. Oh, the next one is SMG12, and I know it's an SMG12. Don't remember, forget it. It's fine. It's a C tier. I don't like SMG12. It's just not good. I don't like the sound of it. It just does not sound good. SMG11 sounds so much better. I think that's one of the main reasons. That's why I don't like the gun. But SMG11 is goated. No one can tell me SMG12 is better. I know there are people out here who like SMG12 better, but no one can tell me that. All right, not even in the comments. You guys can say whatever you want in the comments. I'm probably not even going to reply to you guys because how much SMG11 is goated over SMG12. So don't even get me started in that conversation. Moving on to the next shotgun, which is run by Valkyrie mostly. I don't run this Valkyrie shotgun. I've used it. It's not the best. I prefer the MPX that she runs. The MPX is the gun that even Modern runs. This one right here. So I just don't like it. So I probably won't even use it ever. Next gun is, again, I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm just gonna put it D tier. It's just not that good too. And next is the Finka's gun. This one is actually B tier. This is actually pretty good. It just has a less bullets. I usually run the other gun on Finka, which is more of the LMG kind of thing, but this is still pretty good if you run at 1.5 is there and everything. And this is the Clash gun. I actually like this gun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put it as B tier because of that. It's actually a pretty good gun. This is what I run most of the time when I'm running Clash. So yeah, it's actually a really good gun. I do recommend it. I don't think it has much recoil at all. Moving on to another DMR. I don't think I need to explain my relationship with DMR anymore or say the same thing over and over again. I think everybody knows I'm not a fan of DMRs, and it's gonna go in D tier because of a D in DMR is supposed to be in D. So another shotgun, not a huge fan of it. I think I'm just gonna put it as D. This is the shotgun which is mostly ran by what's the operator called again? Echo, but Supernova, that's what it's called, shotgun, but I'm gonna put as D. Not a huge fan of it. This is the gun that I usually use in Legion. I'm gonna put it as an A tier gun. It's just a really good gun. I recommend playing it sometimes. And this gun is goated. It's the best gun in the game, I would say. The reason being, it has a drum size of about 50 bullets. It has no recoil. It has a 1.5 scope. Fire rate is insane. And it's played by Ying, an operator which can blind people. So you throw the Ying in, blinds everyone, run in and shoot everyone you see. Literally. And this gun is just insane. I don't even think it has 50. I think it has more than 50. It might even have 80 or something. But yeah, it actually has 80. I just checked. It has 80 bullets and there's no recoil. This gun is insane. This gun is the best gun in the game. I would say personally, it's probably the best gun in the game currently. So it's an S tier for me. This is the gun which Kaid runs most of the time. I'm gonna give it a B tier. It's a decent gun. It's like a DMR, but it's still a better gun than the other DMRs, personally. Hibana's gun. It has recoil in it, so if you can control it, it's actually really good. That's why I'm gonna give it an A tier. That's probably the only thing that's holding it back, and the capacity too, which has, I think, has 21 bullets too, 25 or something like that. So, and the next is UMP. Another new nice gun. I like it, but it's gonna sit in B tier because of just how the gun is. I'm not a huge fan of it. Moving on to the Lion's gun. It's actually a really good gun. I'm gonna put it as A tier because this gun, it has the bullets. It's filled, like, I think it's a 60 to 70 bullets, 1.5. The fire rate is a bit slower, but hey, it's still pretty good. That's why it's not an S tier, because it's a little bit low on the end. Next, and the final gun we have is Mira's and Goyo's gun. It's a B tier because the recoil is a little bit there, but if you can play it well, you're really good with it. Literally, fire rate is amazing. So if you can play it, you're really good. So yep, that's my list, guys. Right here, you can see clearly of all the guns that I have listed and explained why and why not. It's only the only gun which is an F tier. But alright guys, that's it for today. I'm gonna see you guys later with new videos this week coming or the next week. I'll see how my scheduling goes and we'll get back to it. So see you guys next time. Peace.